Nigeria, by extension, Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no meaningful engagement, leaves a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say. Spirituality, church, and music are three interconnected elements that have been integral to human expression and experience for centuries. Spirituality encompasses our deepest longings and highest aspiration, while the church provides a community and framework for worship and spiritual growth. Music, with its universal language and emotional renaissance, right, has the power to inspire, comfort, and challenge, making it a very vital component of spiritual expression and church tradition. This intersection of spirituality, church, and music has given rise to some of the most powerful and enduring forms of human creativity and devotions, from sacred hymns and chants to contemporary gospel and worship music. As we explore this dynamic relationship, we'll discover how spirituality, church, and music enrich and influence one another, and how they continue to shape our experiences of faith, community, and transcendence. Now, it's another beautiful episode on your favorite primetime show, Ways. I am Osayiwa Mesale, and today we're discussing spirituality, church, and of course I have my guest with me, Dan the Humorous. He's live here with me in studio. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
Well done.
he is, let me introduce him. He is a man in Christ, a comedian, an actor. Yeah. Yes, so we're going to be having this conversation together. So remember, Ways is all about you. You are the why in Ways. So be a part of the conversation. Every single day, add your voice. You can also head onto our YouTube channels at Official Upgrade TV. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the show. So when I open the phone lines, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I am sure you, a lot of people are on social media. You're not under the rock. So you've been seeing all the things that are happening around gospel artists and how charging or not charging, blah, blah, blah. That's the conversation. All right, so as always, let me allow you to please ponder on my quote for today. It says, by your definition, if anyone charges to minister, they are not gospel artists, but performers. And by that definition, if any preacher charges to teach and minister, they are merchants of hope and motivational speakers too. TV Dakolo. That was his quote. Now, because Ways is all about you, and I said, we introduced a new segment where we want to allow you join us via video. So you can also just send us an add me to our WhatsApp line. Send an add me to our WhatsApp line. Yes, so you can be a part of the conversation. So, yes, we'll go on a short break. I brought Dan to start the show with me because I want us to treat all the news interests of today together. Stay with me. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for staying with us. So, yes, we're going to start with the latest updates on Senator Natasha Akpoti. Dan, can you quickly give me a quick summary of your of your summations as regards Akpabio, Natasha, the recall. Obviously, Equity had an altercation.
With wellbeing.
Yes, and there was something else again recently. Something else also happened. INEC has rejected the application for the recall, saying that they saw a lot of. We could see all the kurukere now. We saw that video going round. Well, yeah, give me your gist. What do you think?
Well, I think this is one that we would see and watch unfold. And one thing I have seen in political circles in Nigeria, if you pay attention, nobody goes home. If you do something wrong, it will definitely come after you. Most of the drama you see happening in certain states in Nigeria are as a result of the seeds some of them sowed over 10 years ago, right? So as long as you are alive, you will reap what you sow. So this case right now, for me, it is too early to say this person did this or that person did that, right? But as events unfold, because, I mean, when you look at how everything panned out, right, from a change of seats, why should you change seats, eventually sat in the seats, but then there were a plethora of activities, or rather information of news of things and events that happened, you know, thereafter. There have been responses, counter-responses. So I just hope that the politicians in this drama know what exactly they are doing. I think for Senator Wellbeing, it was too much. I didn't follow exactly.
The audio wasn't clear enough with OBS question.
Yes, but I want to believe that whether Dr. Obi did what was right or what was wrong at that point in time, I want to believe that Dr. Obi is older than him in age, first of all. I want to believe that when Dr. Obi was a minister, I'm very sure he wasn't a senator, at least. So the fact that you will respect her age, you will respect her stance in society, regardless of where you are now.
She's a force to reckon with.
And also her gender as a gentleman. I think he could have gone about his, grievances, in a much more calmer way. That is, if indeed she did something to trigger him or provoke him. Because we believe that people, who occupy such an office, a certain level of conduct, is expected of them,
from them,
regardless. So like I said, it's an ongoing drama, and we are here for it.
Then, okay, so before we leave the Natasha situation, you saw the video of her returning to her constituents and see how it was.
The crowd.
Overwhelming.
See, okay, finish your question.
No. Yeah, I know that they borrow crowd. But let me explain. You know why I say that to some extent, right? There's a bit of sincerity in Senator Natasha's leadership for her people. You know why I say that? You saw all the drama she went through during the politics, where there was digging
that
of road.
That was not the first drama.
No, you don't even get what I'm saying. There was a lot, and you could tell that the people galvanized. So how come when it was time to recall, there was no evidence of these people that came together en masse? So now they've seen it that she went.
The people, or she has the mobilization mechanism more. So the other people should go and work on their mobilization some more.
Whatever it is. And the lady that even submitted the petition already, there were pictures flying around. First of all, she's an appointee of the government, and she's also, with what's his name, Yaya Bello, that they are supposed to use to replace that. There was just too many things.
Yeah. So
right. But what are your thoughts on the fact that INEC threw out that to say that it's not, there were so many things?
I mean, that would be INEC doing its job, because I think, is it here or somewhere else? I discussed the process of recall, and it's a very rigorous process. It's tougher than the election, because let's even assume that this recall application even went through. INEC would have to do a person-by-person verification of those signatures, over 200,000 of them. On whose resources will that happen? And then after that, they're supposed to fix a date for, will I call it an election or a referendum, where constituents will gather to vote yes or no. Before, there's even a part in between where the person will, the legislator will now be given a notice and all of that. Then don't forget that somebody can run to court and take one motion or the other. So recall is not, hey, you come back and then they come back. You know, of course, Senator Natasha she's a woman of steel, you know, and I would almost want to agree with what one of the respondents, you know, when the case was hot, said that, look, as a senator, you are equal, you are like a man. Because
so Senator Itagiwa that said that.
Yes, because to give some credence to that, there are certain battles you come out to fight. You don't, when you come out to fight, you don't expect that your enemy or your opposition will not punch back.
Yes.
So as you're throwing the punch, do you have the cord, do you have the this to take back if they punch back? And then can you have the strength to return even double and all of that? So starting from her governorship, from SDP, in fact, before that, she has been a solid advocate for the whole Ajaokuta, you know, business. She has appeared before the Senate far back when Senator Saraki was Senate president and all of that. So she's been, you know, at the forefront, you know, of the news, of the polity and all of that. And of course, over time, I'm sure she definitely has galvanized support, built organic love and all of that. So yeah, I think to me, what she did or what this clip that you're playing now is what in the military we call show of force. You understand? Show of force. This time around, we're not showing weapon. We're not showing, but I have the people.
Yes.
Right? So those of you that have recalled me, oh yeah, let's see, you know, what will happen.
Then finally, the judge that is supposed to sit on her case has stepped aside.
Yeah.
Citing the fact that Akpabio had
said that he's, I don't know.
Yeah, he submitted a query or something like, you know, that there's going to be conflict of interest and all of that. Well, how would that impact any of this? Will it delay?
No, the judge will step in immediately, especially since the case has not started.
Yeah.
Because if the case had gone to a certain point,
and then the judge recused,
wow. So since the case, so it's a long drawn, you know, it's a long drawn battle. There's some other news that are circulating, but it's from an unverified platform. So we can't really chew on that until we see it from our verified news platforms, you know. And I believe there is more to this whole debacle, you know. And time.
Wait, me and CB, I'm just looking for evidence. You know the particular evidence.
I don't know the evidence you're talking about.
You know the evidence I'm working. So Peter Obi came out, you know, to talk about a lot of things, and he said that, you know, I mean, he said a lot, you know, as regards, you know, the current state that we're in. It seemed like, you know, where we are right now is like somebody has just decided that, you know, everything that had been built has been crumbled. And now Onanuga is telling Peter Obi, watch your words, you know. And I'm wondering, do you see this government as being open to criticism? And, you know, is there a better way to criticize the government apart from just saying it as it is?
So the truth of the matter is, no government is open to criticism. They will say they are open to criticism, but then when you watch the response, no government, because if you keep quiet, you have admitted, right? So you have to respond. The extent of the response now, you know, is now another issue for another day. Because as far back as I can remember, spokesmen from the days of Fani Kayode down to the days of, you know, Senior Mane, Onanuga and co. I mean, it's always been a combative fight, but people forget easily. So even Dr. Abati, under President Jonathan, you know, but it's like the next guy. It's not like they take it a notch higher. It's just fresh in our memory. So we feel that, it's even, you know, because, I mean, I remember very well when Fani Kayode was being taken for his Senate screening for his first ministerial nomination. He first of all apologized that, please, if I have entered you, I was just doing my work. Please, before even making his speech, so that you people can claim me.
To apologize.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think our opposition politicians should try another approach.
I think so.
And if you look at it, that approach worked for somebody like Peter Obi in 2023. And what's that approach? The solution approach. So instead of beating the problem, right? For every problem, as you complain about the problem, you give a solution.
Just find the solution.
So if you're complaining that, state of emergency, okay, what would you have done? If you were the president and there was this crisis in Rivers State,
Was there really a crisis in
political
Rivers State?
crisis in Rivers State?
Yeah, but it had not gotten to a state
Well,
where lives were threatened or whatever.
So it depends. Do you know whether it is a proactive move from the government?
Okay.
Do you know whether there are some intelligence reports that they read or whatever?
So if you declare a state of emergency, you shouldn't have extended it to suspending.
Well,
because right now what people are afraid of is that if you set a precedence, right, what would eventually happen is that anybody can wake up tomorrow and subvert the rule of law.
My point is, what has happened has happened. Now, how do we move on from that? So just like you mentioned now, if you really, now it has happened. So an opposition politician now should be one to say, now that it has happened, this and this should be the what's it called now? The job description for this sole administrator. He should do this, he should do this. The sole administrator has come. You can't now say, no, let him go back. You can't do that. So you are supposed to be ahead of every problem. That way Nigerians, because one of the things, people fell in love with Peter Obi at the time because he was saying, if you go to Taraba, they have coffee. If you go to here, they have corn. They have this. You do corn. This one, 9,201,000. And this one. People could see that. But now, we see him beginning to speak like the other people. Nigeria don't spoil, Nigeria don't spoil. In fact, somebody even brought something to my attention when he said this morning and talked about, when he was impeached, if not for President Yar'Adua that intervened. And then somebody said, but a president intervened. So maybe this is another type of presidential intervention. So sometimes too. So when maybe somebody like Ananduga says, watch your words, it may not necessarily be a threat.
Fight. Okay.
It could be like, you go talk yourself into a problem. Turn yourself against. Because if you ask the Obi, I think one of, and maybe Mr. Peter Obi should also watch it, and maybe the people who are supporting him and doing politics with him, are you really sure you still have that fan love of 2022, 2023? Don't you think that most of those people, they were all out for you because you were not like them? Now we see you coalescing with them.
Well, let us be
How
watching
we sure you're going? Because that's what we hear on the streets.
Let's watch that space.
That's what we hear on the streets.
Whether you like it or not, you cannot win certain battles without dining and whining with the devil.
Exactly, but you see now, so when you can't go start and first by saying they are the devil, I'm the angel. The angel tickets no work now.
Obasanjo says that how can you grab power illegally, then say go to court, when you know that even in the court there is no justice? I mean, there was a recent video that's been going around where former President Obasanjo, was talking about it. Same thing. So, but Dan, generally, it seems like we have gotten to that point where there's no justice. It seems like, let me not say there's no justice. It seems like there's no justice. It seems like people can just get away with whatever it is that they want to do. Are we truly there in this country? Or you think that...
I will respond to this with two sayings, and I will not say more than that. Before Adam, Jesus was. Rome was not built in a day.
It's all right. On that note, let us discuss. He has led us to spirituality, the church, and music. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we'll connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, the recent drama between Femi Lazarus and Timi Dakolo over gospel music fees has sparked a heated debate about the intersection of spirituality, church, and music. As two prominent figures in Nigeria, their disagreement has raised important questions about the role of money in ministry and the value of artistic labor and the relationship between faith and finance. This controversy serves as a catalyst for a broader exploration of the complex dynamics between spirituality, church, and music. So how do these three elements, right, intersect and the influence over each other? What are the implications of commodifying gospel music, and how does this impact the spiritual mission of the church? Through the lens of course, Femi Lazarus and Timi Dakolo's drama, we'll delve into these questions and even more questions, seeking to understand the intricate web of spirituality, church, and music. And of course, still here with me is Dan the Humorous, a friend of the house. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining me.
Thank you.
You know, so this matter we're supposed to not talk on since. Now, Natasha and Akpabio, now scatter the matter. So
Why
we are
do you
here.
call it Akpabio like that?
Akpabio. You know, we saw that they call her for people.
No, that's
So that is how the real
Zebediah.
Yeah. That is how the real Akwa Ibom people call him. But okay, so this issue, right? Yesterday I did a video. And they want strong, they want choke me. They don't cause me tire. You are not of this world. You are this. I said now, we're Christians, and we're so quick to judge people. We're so quick to do a lot of things. But you see, there is a lot that is going on. And my final video, I think it was the second video I did, was on the fact that church is used to volunteer work, right? When you're working with a pastor, they don't know how to say, oh, they want to pay for services, because usually, and it's not their fault, right? By default, people just want to render the services to them. And that's why I heard that some pastors, when they go abroad, right, it is tougher for them because of the idea that they are used to here, especially, you understand, the ones that are not well exposed, because it's a rude culture shock to them, right? So, first of all, when the drama started happening and it started brewing around, you know, gospel artists charging money that is not spiritual, is not this, is no blah blah blah. What was playing in your head?
So this conversation or debate, it keeps coming, and I think for every time, I like to see myself as a solid stakeholder in the body of Christ.
You are.
Particularly as a creative who has been called to that space. Because it is not every minister of the gospel that is going to be standing in the church altar.
Absolutely.
Some of us, our altars will be our industries.
This is my altar, in case you did not know. Now, my altar
it's even white in color.
Yes, absolutely. You know? This is my own pulpit. This is where I preach the gospel. For those that were trolling me on social media, this is your response. This is the new ministry that God has given me. Go ahead, my dear.
So the entertainment and media space, for me, to me, is my direct constituency when it comes to, you know, ministering. And when I see a key area being affected, it gives me great concern. And all this is stemming from the fact that certain things, fairly maybe, are not going well or not going down well with certain people. And then because they are not happy with a certain thing, they make it a doctrine. Or they speak against it and make it sound like doctrine. Now, with context of history, because I always like to talk with, you know, serious background information to anything I want to comment about. This is 2025. In 1995, that would be what, 30 years ago, thereabout. This kind of conversation used to be there, but what was the conversation at that time? Wear trouser, no wear trouser. Wear earring, no wear earring. Cover hair, no cover hair. Make hair, no make hair. Wear makeup, wear makeup. 2025, do you hear anybody talking about it? You don't hear anybody talking about trouser again. You don't hear anybody talking about earring again. You don't hear anybody talking about makeup. You don't hear anybody, oh, what are the people who were telling people to break TVs at the time? But today, the people who said that we should break TV own TV stations, are running stuff on social media. They own TV cameras, right? Back then, people who, because maybe 419 people at the time, we are using V-boot. People preached against V-boot. But today, even you won't even allow them to dash your houseboy V-boot. Right? So people see trends of the times, and because maybe it doesn't augur well with their personal feelings, they make it doctrine. Whereas the entire business of Christian, Christ-like, is to preach Christ and Christ alone. There's a portion in the Bible that says we do not preach encounters. People come on stage and they just tell you of their encounters, their testimonies, and then make it sound like doctrine. So coming back so I'm setting all that foundation to now address this properly now. This whole charge, no charge is only in Nigeria we're having this conversation. Go around, let somebody bring me the videotape of any American preacher that says, oh, I told Kirk Franklin to come, and Kirk Franklin said I should bring $80,000. Oh, my God, what's going on? You will not see. Because they are used to that life. Right?
Because they are not used to volunteer work.
So are you saying that everybody there will go to hell? Or everybody there, God will judge them? Or what? Really? You're even speaking about the judgment of God when we are told that our salvation is once and for all, and we are believers and this. So now, because we pay somebody money, we are now set out for judgment. Right? So it's not just about, this my guy is a great guy, he looks out for it. No, go back to that pulpit and apologize to the people for certain things that you said. Right? Now, coming back to this thing, Shebi Chandler Moore is in Abuja tomorrow. He was in Lagos on Sunday. People were shouting, oh, man, for how many hours? Do you think he came there because he loves Pastor Paul so much? Right? So the point is, yes, there is a ministry to serve. Yes, there is a God to worship with music. But just as we worship God in church, there are certain moving parts that have to be catered for financially. One key part to run a church in today's Nigeria that there's no light, you need diesel. You don't speak in tongues to the diesel supplier. The lights and all electricians, what, they need to be paid. Now let's come to, what's it called? Music. Yes, Dan the Humorous has been called to be a gospel music minister. But Osayuwame, my backup vocalist.
She was not
We
called.
are not there.
When God called you.
Even if you're coming to help me with the call, right? Do you want to tell me that somebody carried a 18-man band or 15-man, whatever? I don't even understand why people have a problem that somebody's band has a certain number. If you are hearing what is hearing, and he's telling you that it's the 18 men that produce this sound. Like when I see someone like Bidemi or Loba, I see the army that is on a stage. Instead of me, I will never tell Bidemi, say, I beg, help me, come with 5 people. Instead, I will wait. If I can afford all of them because of what I am hearing, the output from what I'm hearing, right? So that I don't lose train of thought. You have somebody that has a call. First of all, the music is a gift. It is you that now adds your call to it. So certain people, so maybe the mistake we are making, yes, there's music ministry and there is music industry. Take it or leave it. Some people are called, some people are gifted. It is not every gifted singer that is called. So when people like Pastor Nath and Minister Dunsin tell you that they are called and they have a personal consecration, and you see how they operate, you see how they do their Hallelujah Challenge, outpouring and all of that, yes, you can see a call through music. Give it to them. But then you see some other person. It's not everybody. Imagine all the gospel artists that you have now, Moses Bliss, Mezichiwon, all of them having one Hallelujah Challenge or the other, one outpouring or the other. We will not have any free weekend again. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some people are called, I agree. They have, that's why, people don't listen. You give everything, say, Nathan Ebasi doesn't do Nathan Ebasi opened his own mouth to say, this is my personal consecration.
With God.
The word consecration is not to lay hands. Consecration is selection, set out. So between him and God, He knows, they know what happened. It's okay, this is how I'll go about it. Johnson and the rest of them. But the talented people who say they want to continue to use this talent and this gift to glorify God, they have other moving parts. They have guitarists and what have you. And those things have financial
implications.
burdens.
Let me even
and
explain.
then, so that I just finished this one. And then, because of the time they put into this, you can't tell them, oh, go and do another work. You will not have an excellent work as it is. So their entire time is dedicated to it. Which is this not the same Bible that said the gift of a man makes way for him? He is not putting a charge on the gift. No work of art, even Jay-Z, that you can't pay. So he's not putting a charge on the gift. He's not putting a charge on the, I'm not even going to the spiritual level now, into the talent, not to talk of the redemption. Nobody can charge redemption, right? But bills have got to be paid. Life has got to be lived. I say this passionately because I've experienced it. When I started comedy, I used to call myself a gospel comedian. I finished a concert for bus stop, 2 people. I will never forget them. And if I see their faces, I will remember. They say, now, wow, after all that plenty talk, now, bus stop, all of us meet. The same church people will laugh at you. The same church people will say, this God that you're singing to, you know the answer your own. Right? So the balance to it is that you do not charge as a form of rebel or say you vex. No. You have people, you have a staff. And we're only talking about background musicians and what have you. In these days, you have your social media person, you have your content, whatever. You have the person that makes your clothes for you. So the more they keep attacking this industry, yes, I will call it industry and the ministry at the same time, the more they are attacking a value chain, the more they are removing food from people's mouths. People's children are going through university because their father is playing guitar for somebody. So when you say, Mr. So-so is charging XYZ, have you tried to break down that XYZ to the number of people that work under them? So the ministry and the call, in fact, I posted somewhere, I said in that order, the call, the oil, the mandate, then the gift. But it is, I can't say as called as I want to think I am. I will not sing. I don't have the voice. So, but the people that have the voice, they've got a life to live. So,
sorry, I just wanted to cut you for just a second, right? Let's go on a break, because there were some things you mentioned I would like to bring back. Okay. They are very important, and people need to see it. Stay with us. We just want to go out. We'll be right back. Peter. All right, thanks for staying tuned. Now we're discussing spirituality, church, and music. Let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-8663. Call our WhatsApp line as well. You can also call us on 07025007749 or 07014242420. It's important that you join the conversation also via Zoom. Just send and add me to our WhatsApp line, and would add your number to the call. Yes. Now, Dan, there were so many things you mentioned, and I wanted us to break it down so that we don't also it doesn't go out in passing. I had an event in December. Dan, I spent about 15 or 16 million just on air flight tickets alone for the crew, and this is not some of the team, because they were close by, they came by a road. But the ones that did not come by road, right, we had to get them air flight. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We had to get a business class for the principal artist, then get, what's it called, economy for his crew. And we had so many of those people, you understand, the flight. We had to get hotel accommodation. We had to get feeding, and all of that. And when they were leaving, we gave them gifts. At the same time, we also gave them cash honorarium. It is a no-brainer that those are supposed to be standard. On one of those, because one of the flights, the return flight, I came with Minister Dunsi. Okay. And I'm mentioning him because it was so important what he said. He said at some point, right, no matter how much you are gifted, at some point you would need to go for professional training. Because I was telling him about how my son is gifted musically. Gifted. He's playing in different churches in the UK. He's playing, he loves music. Music is his happy place. So the music what I not really do for God. God don't give
Channel
out to my
and
pikin. So, and I'm telling you this. So he was not saying it. So he said to me that if truly my son loves music, at some point as an instrumentalist, he should not go without a professional training. Dan, can you do professional music training without going to pay good money for that kind of training? Like professional certification.
I will answer this.
So the point you made about having a team, a structure that gives you professional output, that is very critical, and that is not spirituality. So I saw a pastor. I don't know whether they can find that pastor's picture. I sent the video to the pastor was talking about he pays 40 staff. What's that his name? I don't even know him. That he pays 40 staff. I said, Oga, with the 40 staff, that is him there.
No need to play the video, don't worry.
Don't play the video. But just let them see his face. You know, you pay 40, you say you are paying staff
calm down,
40. Wait,
calm down,
I don't vex.
Calm down.
40, you get 40 staff. Oga, would the 40 staff stand with you at the altar there?
Relax.
A musician would require the entire team. A floor manager, a producer, a drummer, everything is there. So what do you want?
Okay, now, so
I don't tire for
we're
this
on the same boat here. Calm down. So that's why I said, right, when someone is not, because again, let me just quickly even just throw this one out there. The one or two people that are shouting, pastors are charging, musicians are charging. Maybe they are still going to other churches. Maybe they are still charging other pastors. They are even the pastors that are the father in the Lord of these ones complaining are paying those people. So no, they shout for us. If you don't like it, go and shout for your fathers in the Lord. That why are you paying them? Look around now. You see them. You see them next week. You still see some. So it's not like this. Somebody just did something. And it's so bad.
If a minister of the
anyway,
gospel...
so let me not even deviate from this question.
If a preacher goes to another church and they don't give money on it, you can go back there.
For where? You go just, but he will just tell them he's busy.
That the Spirit of the Lord has
No,
not
he just tell them
it.
that, 25th. So, but to answer your question, right, somebody made a silly comment, when we were bantering on Timmy's page. And then the person said, Bible school, this and this, for just a 30-minute performance. I just looked at the person. The person had one struggling business handle. So I said, this one, they find will go validate them. I didn't bother to engage. But let me engage here. If you see that 30-minute performance, in fact, let's go to sermon. At least I know that for a 1-hour sermon from somebody like my pastor is about 4 to 5 hours, if not more, of study.
Reading, yes.
For that 1-hour sermon. You see that thing you call a 30-minute performance or ministration, as the case may be. That is weeks of rehearsal.
God will bless you.
Inside those rehearsals, transport is being paid. Accommodation is being sorted.
Feeding.
People are eating. The Mr. Dunsi that you mentioned, Mr. Dunsi, Natalia, I don't think I go a day without playing their songs. I pray with their songs. When you watch Mr. Dunsi, when they shout, meet me on A.
Now,
meet me on C. That's
that.
musicianship. Next time when Mr. Dunsi is dissing, pay attention. When you hear the music, you hear him say, Shaba. That's when they enter, bang, 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 bang. Pay attention. They are playing and they say, Shaba. They don't enter another dissing. Look at Pasonat. Pasonat now with his hand. He's playing, he's talking, he's playing this thing. There's a way he will do the hand. Do this, that.
They know
they know where to go. So you think that thing, it just happened, or you say, guys, as I'm going up, once I say Shabbat, do like this. Once I say this, it's weeks and months of work. So that is work, actual work. You need to know how to play those things.
You need to go out to Shabbat.
This thing. you need to know how to. So it is a combination of skill. Because look, side by side, I want to also combine it with ministry. What you call preaching. You can have the call if you don't know how to speak good English. Let me shock you. In the Bible, what's his name now? Is it Apollos? Apollos was more intelligent than Paul. Is it Apollos? I want to be sure it's Apollos. Apollos was the guy from Alexandria. City boy. Paul, is it Paul or Peter? One of them wasn't so letter. There's one that said in the Bible that I don't come with you to impress you with plenty of what. In other words, I'm not too savvy speak English like that. But today, you see pastors, they work on their English. Most people who work in the field that I work in communications will tell you that they've gone to do speaking training for pastors. Pastors paid to learn public speaking. God gives you the call. How you color the call is your responsibility.
Absolutely.
You see pastors going to the gym. It's because they have known the health benefit that you can't go and preach for
At
1 hour,
at some
1 hour,
point,
30 minutes,
talent.
and you're catching your breath,
Even
catching
if-
your breath,
if God-
catching your
even
breath.
if God
But you have
gives
to be
a
healthy.
gift. I told you that when I was younger and I was singing, I mean, in children choir, when I lead praise and worship, when I sing, I remember I sang Amazing Grace. The whole church was on standstill. Standing ovation. My mother heard this swear that day. But let me tell you something. That gift is there. But you see, for anything good to come out of it,
There
must
has
go
to be
through
some level of
professional-
investment.
Absolutely. No matter how much
it-
God gives you a gift, you need to
must
also
color
invest
it.
in it.
Of course.
So
Even
how do you
down
do
to
that
so,
without
but they now
financial
feel that
structures?
music ministry is different, right? And coming back to how we started, there are those who are called. For example, if you want to use because everything in this conversation today, we will do pastor and music side by side
Yes,
since
no?
they have brought themselves on that
Together,
equal
yes,
space.
no?
There are people go to churches. There are people who are bankers, lawyers, this and that. Have you seen Professor Yemi Oshibajo on pulpit before? You've not seen him preach before.
I never see him. Hold on,
no,
I
you
think
go
we have
wrong,
a
no.
caller. Good evening. Is there somebody there?
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening, oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Good
please.
evening. My name is Prince Umana. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I try to really understand what people are saying. What is there is that I produce a TV program. But sometimes when you go to the client will now say, this thing now only 1 minute now, and you are charging 100,000. They forgot that you rent camera, maybe the location logistics, your own crew and all that, all of them are putting every effort, plus the editor in the studio to gather all your video and make it make sense in 1 minute. So that is why sometimes when they are talking about a Christian musician like this, they didn't bother me because I don't even understand. Do they want them to go hungry because they want to sing a song for you?
Thank
Do
you.
they want them to do they go to the airport and the airport will say, oh, because you are a gospel musician, come and enter a flight free? They're supposed to understand that all these things are business, and we are all picking all this money on the road because there's nobody that will come and say, oh, Mercy Chinwo, because you are singing for me. Because me, I use Mercy Chinwo's song to pray sometimes or to relax sometimes. I don't have access to Mercy Chinwo to say, thank you, take this 100 now, go and chop. So why are they complaining?
Thank you. Thank you. So, I mean, these are real issues that, has kind of like sparked a deeper conversation. And which is the fact that I see that within the church, there's no proper structure in the terms of, because you see, there is a structure to giving tithes and offerings. There is a time slot allocated. Can we, because you see, if a pastor is making that argument, the argument I will give back to that pastor is that, can you take out tithes and offering time from your agenda for the day and let people use as the Spirit leads them to give, whether or not, and let us see how it's going to happen?
Well, I worship in a ministry that does that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Hilarious Generosity.
So you people don't announce that it's time for hilarious generosity.
We end service with it.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, but you're not compelled.
You don't get my point. You still mention them. When I don't mention them, after like 2-3 months, you will see whether people. I mean, it's human nature.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
For the fact that music ministers now had to go to that length, what did you call that document again?
To have a rider.
A rider to be sending ahead. No, wait. For the fact that it got to that stage, it means that a lot of pastors had abused it as well.
So let me quickly jump in here, right? There's a situation that happened years ago, and it involved, let me not mention it, but like the biggest gospel guy at the time. He was in the biggest church in Port Harcourt at the time. He was there from Tuesday till Saturday. And when he was going, a bit Sunday safe, and then he was going to the airport as at that year, That would be 2000 what now, 7 or so. They gave him for 7 days. He was there. He even brought his brother. His brother brought his band. His brother brought an a cappella group. At the time, his brother was the best drummer in Nigeria and all of that. And I think he was given a ridiculous amount of money. Very ridiculous. And the guy threw the money in the pastor's body, you know, and there was wahala. There have been, I don't think charging even started, you know, but there have been times that, and if you even go back to the secular world, charging also started at some point because people started abusing the privilege. But then what you now call charging is actually structure. Because if you check everything, even when we started comedy, we just go, but you got to a point, you now knew that, okay, you are putting in certain things. Maybe when you started, it was like, Osayiwa, I beg, come help me sing all too. What's waiting in Bringo. But then you're getting busier. At this time now, you're telling Osayiwa, I'm going to go sing for here. They say, I know, I get my TV program to do. So, that means I have to now get musicians or singers that I can wake up from their sleep now
and pay
say,
them.
let's start going to Gongola.
That's why this has paid, what's it called? They have people on payroll, salary in choir. But let me take Treasure from Ghana, I believe. Treasure, your life. Go ahead, please. Person there.
Okay. I want to follow from Ghana.
I can't hear. Go ahead.
What we understand is that normally when you are singing for the church.
Oh, sugar, we lost the call.
I already
knew where it was going. Let me explain.
So there is a difference between service and professionalism. You know, I was telling you just before I went on that first call, if you have heard Professor Yemi Oshibajo preach, sounding word. You hear Fela Durotoye preach, sounding word. You hear Ibukun Awoshika preach, sounding word. This is not business, anything, no. Preaching the gospel. And they call names of people we don't blow.
Hold on.
Yeah?
Chidera from Benin, you're live. Chidera, hello? Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Please go ahead, please.
I heard the first caller said they were saying something that if a gospel musician was went for a program that is supposed to be paid, this is the work of God. Though the fact means that in the church, people misuse the word of God because they now call it a business. And that is why so many people begin to use it in every avenue to make money. Even some part of us begin to lie just to uplift themselves.
Thank you, Chidera.
There's a part of the scripture said, if men did not praise God, he will
raise stones, Abi?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So people should do, it's not that you're saying that tithe. We shouldn't mention tithe. We shouldn't equate God. That is why God is omnipotent and omniscient. Because of us, we don't want to say the truth.
Thank you.
We are too...
So your gospel artists should be going to churches for free, right?
No, we are too greedy.
No, it's a simple question. Your gospel artists, should they be going to church programs for free?
Christianity. That is why some of us are not saying the truth. So we launch into money. When you want to do something for God, God knows how to uplift you. It's not for you to task people. Because the Christianity we are having these days today, we are tasking our members.
Okay, thank you, Chidera. Thank you, Chidera, because I want you to respond to Chidera, because these people that they talk, do you realize
no, hold on.
On these things that even pastors themselves.
Hold on, it boils down. Calm down. It boils down to you are the moderator. You're not supposed to be a partisan here. Yeah. So allow me to be the partisan person here. Calm down. So it boils down to two things. That's why I was giving the examples of people like Oshibajo, Awoshika, Co. It is one thing to be of service. It is another thing to do it professionally to serve God's people.
God will bless you.
Two things. I can be selling diesel, and as my service or contribution to the church, I say, okay, whatever the church is buying, 100 liters is on me. That's my service. Or I might be an usher, but if they are buying from my filling station, it no concern me. You understand? So coming down to this, so when I use people like Ibuku and Woshika and Co, these are Christians and everything doing business. Hold on. But they are serving God in the best way that they can. If I'm doing any other thing, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, and this, go to choirs, you see them, everything. Some of them even sing so good. You'll be like, leave this your profession for goodness sake, right? They come. But let us consider the hours invested in this, right? The choir person comes on Sunday, maybe Saturday rehearsal, maybe midweek service, and one other day in between. Hold on. So that's just 4 days at most. How many hours? Compared to somebody who is on the road, on the air. If he's not rehearsing, if he's not... In fact, I remember watching one of Dunsin's program, and he was commending his band, and he's like, this band have not had a day of rest in the last how many months. They keep saying, MD, when are we going to rest? Do you think those people are doing MD, when are we going to rest? And MD is telling them, don't worry. No, because there's even a married woman there. You know, some of those men, I believe they are married. They have children and everything.
Done.
Hold on, they are on a salary. People should, whether they like it or not, get it into your head. You can have a profession and have profession to glorify God. Because you now, let us now put this thing. If the gospel artist that is coming to sing in the Christmas carol, you don't want to pay him, let the decorator who is coming to decorate, let it be a gospel decorator. Come and decorate to the glory of God. The person that is bringing the light, come and light up to the glory of God. Cameramen, stand by to the glory of God. Your batteries, bring your battery and your hard drive to the glory of God. Let the glory of God spread everywhere. Come on now. Let's not do this. Because do you know it's bad? It's so bad that somebody in Abuja, an Abuja-based gospel artist, one of the top gospel artists, somebody was telling me, and I felt insulted. I don't want to call his name, but when I tell you Abuja-based top gospel artist, you should know who I'm talking about. Was telling me that now so money this gospel music. I said, what happened? He said, my daughter, in daughter, friend. Say, it shocked me, say, in daughter, did that kind of school. As in, it's a top school. So it shocked him. Say, this gospel music minister, Peking, they attend that school. I said, but a big man, they follow me talk, so I don't feel really tell them how I feel. So I'm like, wow, but this is the man that blesses you.
Julius,
and God is blessing him that his daughter is in that kind of school. It will shock you.
So you're not supposed
and
to
this is the same church that preaches wealth, that preaches prosperity.
Hey,
but you have a problem with me flying business class. Meanwhile, this person that is shouting against business class, me and I not fly business class twice.
Hey, Julius, yo.
This person where say they give a business class rider. We don't do for.
Julius, is the person there? Hell, did we lose the person? Hell, apologies.
So how can you be preaching prosperity and somebody is trying to live that prosperity? Because, let's not even forget the fact that why are you inviting him? Hold on. Why are you inviting him or her?
Is it not because
are you not
also
inviting,
yes, no?
using a fan base? Why can't you say in this program we have Sister Chikode in the choir? Let's see whether the church go.
Sister Uwa is here.
Listen. So you want to benefit from their brand power. And you don't think that a lot was invested in that brand power.
Sorry, Julius is back. Julius, okay, you have 1 minute. Quickly, go ahead.
I'll call back.
Hello, go ahead.
I say call back, please. When you say send your picture, let's do poster, send HD picture. Not be photo shoot, then do that, then pay for to shoot that picture.
Scatter everywhere. Julius, are you there? Did we lose him again? Oh, apologies.
And I see that you're planning to read Solomon Buji.
My brother.
Don't read, that boy is a waste of time. He's a ring light revivalist.
Solomon Gucci says, why is the gospel minister mandating that they are booked on a first-class ticket? Oh, guys, is that your problem? Lodge in a five-star. Why would they not be lodged in a five-star hotel?
Because five-star hotel is for sinners. It's for
Julius, sorry, Julius. Okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Quickly.
Thank
you
so
have 1
much.
minute.
Thank you for the. Yes, very well. I cannot emphasize how much you people have stressed on very important points. But, however, this is my own opinion. This is my own perspective. I feel that the gospel musicians should be transparent. Be transparent. Tell people this is what you're using for logistics. This is what the commission you're charging for this, and that. That's what I feel that should be. Let them be transparent. And they shouldn't be like all the politicians that follow all these
whoever that extorts from people, be reasonable with your prayers, and then let people be blessed by your anointing. And I'm very sure that when people are blessed by your anointing and blessed by your performance, people will definitely gift you. If they can gift other people, they can definitely
You
gift
know they
you.
work
So
like that
this is my
again,
honest
Julius.
opinion.
But unfortunately, we don't have much time. But thank you for your comments. Illegality can never surpass justice in this life or in the life to come. The elites are just busy disgracing themselves in the market square and thinking that Nigerians have lost sense of objectivity. The Senate leadership would have told the Madam Senator that seat should not be a problem, and we will address the seat issue. All this wahala of abuse would have become history in this life. Whenever a mediocrity takes the place of mediocrity, then the result is what's happening now in the Senate. He said, God day. That's from Zaria Raphael. Thank you so much. Hey, Dan, we thought we had time. Unfortunately, time has...
You go start on with
Emma Binu, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your week, enjoy your evening. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.